next gun we're going to talk about is by Modern Materiel, and it's their Patrol Rifle Series. That's coming up next. So let's talk about why it's called the Patrol. Modern Materiel is out of New Jersey. They do a lot of work with law enforcement, and after an extensive amount of feedback, basically what law enforcement officers wanted was this configuration. This is a 14.5 pinned and welded muzzle brake on here right now. You could call with other agency specifics, but it gives you an overall length of 16 inches. One of the things that you'll note right away is the build quality. As soon as you come in and you start to grab and work this bolt group, you're gonna feel how smooth it is. There's no bolt wobble. There's none of that where sometimes you'll feel on certain guns a bolt kind of catching in the back on the buffer tube. And this, I think, is done by the staff in-house, where they're able to spend a little bit more time wrenching on the gun, specifically making sure that everything that they do is in-house, built in the USA, and most everything is focused inside that shop, and that allows a lot better control when you're machining it, when you take it from design to the machine, and if you get something wrong, you can fix it immediately. So we'll talk about a few other attributes, but that just gives you kind of a quick overview. For most of us, we all want the same thing. We want a good, accurate gun. We want it to be able to function. We want it to be extremely reliable. And if we can, we really want to get some performance out of it. And I think the way Modern Materiel has gassed this gun, this is a black nitride barrel. This is a 1-in-8 twist. This is a special configuration that they do. I think when you look at what we want to get out of shooting, reliability is first and foremost, and that we get out of this gun. And the next is performance, being able to hammer down on this gun, have that reliability, have the accuracy, and squeeze just a little bit more juice out of this. And what we're running in here as far as a trigger is a Hyper Fire. It's one of their, what they call their combat trigger. You'll notice that most of the hardware on here, meaning this grip and everything in the stock, is done by B5. I will say I really fancy this grip. It kind of reminds me of a little bit fatter MP5 style of grip, not the Euro one, that one's gay, but nevertheless, kind of covering some of this, as you guys can see, all the way down to the muzzle brake. We'll talk about this Holosun. This one's pretty cool. It's on a Reptilia mount, which is one of the mounts that I really like. It's a 193 mount, just in case you're curious. And this particular Holosun runs on solar that goes into like a little battery cell internal, which is pretty amazing, which means it has no battery. I think one of the things that you'll notice right away is the build quality. And this is a $1,600 gun. So to some people, that's really expensive. You're used to buying a $1,000 Smith & Wesson, and this isn't one of those guns. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, you know, you start getting into the $2,200 or more range. And with this, I'm really surprised they're able to give you so much for that price tag. Most of the time, you're going to have to get into the $2,000 side of the house to get something that's as quality built as this gun right here. This optic specifically, this one right here, happens to be a prototype. This is the SCRS. It has all the same features that we've come accustomed to if you're familiar with Holosun. Very robust, very reliable, and I think it's a great combination. You know, this gun runs a mid-length gas system, and between that mid-length gas system, the way they've kind of contoured the barrel down, the 1-in-8, I think it's going to be great not only for law enforcement, but for the civilian side of the house as well. Obviously, they're able to stack higher tolerances. Some people might refer to them as more boutique, but what's wrong with somebody really paying a little bit more attention to my gun and getting and obtaining better quality for my money? So hopefully this gives you a little bit of information, and let's go shoot it.